Some people tap their feet, some people snap their fingers, and some people just sway back and forth. I just sort of do them all together, I guess.
And now here is Elvis Presley.
I got news for you, baby.
So excited, I can't wait.
I think Presley was a star.
Well, heard the news.
Oh, he's such a sexy person. He will always be the king no matter what.
Hello everybody. I am a little ambivalent concerning the next news item. The press statement reads, Elvis Presley returns to the big screens across the globe this fall with the new music special Elvis Unleashed, featuring previously unseen footage of Elvis on movie theater screens as he filmed the 68 comeback special. It will air in cinemas on October 7 with an encore screening on October 10. Each screening will include a segment of half an hour with Los Angeles Times music's writer Randy Lewis in conversation with actor Dennis Quaid, rising pop country artist Jay Jackson and the director and producer of the comeback special Steve Binder to discuss Elvis's life and legacy. Quaid and Jackson are set to perform some Elvis classics. Now the reason why I have mixed feelings about this Elvis-themed movie is because more than a quarter of the screening is dedicated to the talking heads of Lewis, Quaid, Jackson and Binder. Furthermore, I do feel strongly that Elvis fans are being fooled with the claim in the press statement that the movie includes previously unseen footage and never before seen outtakes. This is a false statement, as there is no unseen footage. Everything that exists is already available on home DVD and Blu-ray discs. What the movie company does is fooling fans with their little trick game of words. As the footage they are about to show is indeed unseen on movie theater screens, but it is the same content as on your home DVD. If you want to see Elvis for 17 minutes on a big cinema screen, because the rest of the time is dedicated to the people I told you before, then go get your ticket. Please leave a reply in the comments to let me know what you thought of it. Goodbye.
A little four-piece band was jamming, so I took my guitar and I jammed in. I showed them what a band was up. Swinging the guitar, man. Show them.
Now, talking about previously unseen footage, take a look at these images that recently have surfaced. In the film there is this never-before-seen clip of Elvis. Ken Burns made a film called Country Music that was broadcasted in the USA on the PBS channel in September. There is also another piece of film where Elvis can be seen with Johnny Cash. They seem to listen to records. The silent film is in color and it is an unbelievable and extremely rare find. Perhaps it was wishful thinking, but had the auction of the 76 Electra Glide reached the ambitious estimate, the bike would have become the most expensive Harley Davidson in the world. However, the Harley fetched a price which was only a third of the anticipated amount. Despite the fact that the price did not meet the expectations, Elvis's last Harley Davidson has become the third most expensive motorcycle in the world, with a price tag of $800,000. In the Elvis Presley news report of July, I was telling that 3 vehicles were being auctioned at Cruise GWS auction on August 31st. Later it was announced that also a 4th Elvis-related vehicle would be auctioned off. It was John Athan who created the 1929 Ford Roadster hot rod that was used in the 1957 film Loving You. Despite the car impressing Elvis with its performance of 100 miles per hour, its creator refused to sell the Roadster to Elvis.
You're not going to run over me, are you?
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm in kind of a hurry.
I can see that. Dual carbs, electrical fuel pump. Nice do-it-yourself job. What you can?
3/4 race.
What does she peek at?
She does all right.
Now the 90-year-old widow of the hot rod pioneer decided to allow the Elvis Roadster to find a new home. After 2 decades in storage, the Roadster underwent a degree of restoration in 1996. The car then went on display at the Wally Parks NHRA Museum in Pomona, California. The hot rod was sold for $150,000. Last but not least, the third highest paid Elvis item at the Cruise GWS auction was Elvis's 1973 Lincoln Continental limousine. Elvis purchased the limo in December 1975 and gifted the car to J.D. Sumner one evening when he found himself stranded at Graceland without transportation. J.D. Sumner sold the vehicle to collector Mike Moon in the early 1980s when he sold most of his personal collection. There are multiple photos of Elvis in this limousine, which was sold at this particular auction for $70,000.
Christmas came early to the set of the Hallmark Channel's wildly popular Christmas at Graceland franchise. For 16 days, in the heat of a Memphis summer, sound stages and stately manors were transformed into winter wonderlands. Christmas at Graceland 2 is not a sequel to Christmas at Graceland or Wedding at Graceland, both of which filmed in Memphis last summer and premiered to huge ratings. The props used during this party scene are all Elvis artifacts, outfits, decorations, and photos from Christmases spent with Lisa Marie and Priscilla. Priscilla even makes a cameo. Christmas at Graceland 2 is scheduled to air around Thanksgiving. Now, the original Christmas at Graceland was the Hallmark Channel's highest rated and most watched movie of 2018, the entire year.
In short, Twilight Time has released a limited edition of 3,000 copies of the Wild in the Country movie on Blu-ray discs. In the Elvis Presley News Report of July, I announced the release of Elvis American Sound 1969, a 5-CD set from the Follow That Dream label. The cover of this set has been redesigned. Here is the new cover and the complete presentation of the set. Priscilla Presley made it clear that she is not getting involved with any kind of telling director Baz Luhrmann what to do or how to do the upcoming Elvis biopic. She thinks that the movie will be very stylized and very different. Eric Lorentzen has announced a photographic trilogy of the That's the Way It Is movie. It is called Elvis Summer Festival and it is a 3-book set. It features 2,000 unseen photos from the original negatives and color slides. The books are ready to be sent out in the first week of December. In reaction to the publication of the That's the Way It Is books of Eric Lorentzen, collectors label Follow That Dream Records rushed out the following announcement. Due for release by FTD in 2020 on the 50th anniversary of the documentary is a 400 pages hardbound book complete with 3 CDs. Writers David English and Paul Granlund had access to 2,000 negatives which have been restored and repaired, many of which have never been seen before. The 12 by 12 inch book will also contain items from the MGM and RCA archives. Planned for release in November 2019 by collectors label Follow That Dream Records is The Making of Viva Las Vegas. This is a 400-page hardback book featuring 250 newly discovered images. The book, which has the same size as the A Boy from Tupelo book, comes with 3 CDs and a hard slipcase. The Making of Viva Las Vegas is written by David English and Paul Granlund. The book gives a fascinating and comprehensive insight from script to screen. It should be out in November and this book looks like the perfect gift for the holiday season. Here are the top geographics for last month's report. The answer to last month's trivia question was that all 3 songs When I Kissed You have a spoken part in it. This month I continue with the same type of question. What do these 3 songs have in common? Place your answer in the comments. Boulevard Souvenirs, the last independently owned Elvis Presley themed gift shop on Elvis Presley Boulevard, plans to open a new location just 100 steps from the Sun Studio. In the past, lawsuits were filed as Graceland sought to take control of the Boulevard Souvenirs property, but the owners never sold. At this time it is unclear if Boulevard Souvenirs are leaving Elvis Presley Boulevard. On September 4, Ed Bonja, Elvis' staff photographer, has died in a Berlin hospital due to the consequences of the dreadful disease leukemia. Tom Diskin was Ed Bonja's uncle, and through this connection Ed Bonja started working for Elvis from 1964 onward. It became his responsibility to photograph Elvis during the live concerts from 1971 till 1977. He stopped in May of 1977 after being physically and mentally drained from touring with Elvis. During his time on the road he shot at least 9,000 photos of Elvis. RCA Records used his work for all the record sleeves in the 1970s. Ed Bonja published 4 books and sold his photos at fan conventions. The last 12 years of his life he lived in Berlin, Germany. Ed Bonja was 74. That's all for this month. Hope to see you next time. Until then, have a happy Elvis Presley Day.
You have a happy